All right. Now I'd like you to practice by following along with me here. I'm going to give you a few problems to work on. I'd like you to pause the video, try to solve them yourself. Then I'll work through how I solved them, and you can double check your answer. So for this first problem, you are going to notice that I have six over here, and what I'd like you to do is determine, are these thousands, hundreds, tens, or units? How many are there? Which column do they go in? This first one's kind of simple. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Write in your answer in your notebook, which column will this go in, and go ahead and draw a quick little picture. It doesn't have to be perfect, of this as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and solve this. This will be pretty straightforward. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So I'm going to write this as 6 in the units place. That's just the number 6. That one's pretty easy. All right. Next up, I'm moving down to my next example. Okay, in this example, I've got my numbers here. Go ahead and write these in the correct place value. Pause the video if you need to. And then you can double check your answer when I solve the problem myself. All right, if you're ready, here is my answer. I've got 1, 2, 3 in the units place, and 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. So my answer is 46. I'm going to move down just a little bit here to the next problem. All right, for this next problem, I've got, I'll go ahead and pause the video if you need to. Write in your answer, and then double check. All right, let's see how that went for you. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. I don't have any tens anywhere here, so I'm going to write 0 tens, and I see 1, 2, 3 hundreds. My answer is 305. How did you do? Did you get that right? If you had any trouble, can you identify what the problem was? If you ever notice that you have a little trouble, go ahead and add a note in your math notebook about it to remind yourself, or maybe I'll be able to check that out too when you're done. All right, for this next example, I see, okay, go ahead and take a look at this. Pause the video if you need to. Go ahead and write in however many units, tens, hundreds, and thousands you see, and you can double check when I solve the problem along with you. All right, here we go. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. There's a 5. I see 1, 2 tens. I'll write in a 2 here in the tens place. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 hundreds. I'll write a 4 in the hundreds place. And I see 1, 2 thousands. I'll write a 2 in the thousands place. So my answer is, well, why don't you go ahead and read out the answer before I tell you. Give it a try. What number do you see here? All right. I would read this as 2,425. How'd that go for you? Any trouble? All right. Next up, we've got, okay, I see our next problem here. So go ahead and try to solve this in your notebook on your own, and then follow along with me. Go ahead and pause if you need to. All right, so I see no units, no ones. So I'm going to write a 0 in the units place. I see, 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. I'm going to write a 4 in the tens place. I see no hundreds, so I'm going to write a 0 in the hundreds place. And I see 1, 2, 3 thousands, so I'm going to write a 3 in the thousands place. 1, 2, 3, my comma goes here. And now go ahead and read out this number. How do we say this number here? All right. Did you read it as 3,040? 3,040? All right. So for following work, I do want you to take a picture of your notes. So I want to see that you have recorded these in your math notebook following along with the lesson. And then I'd like you to do some independent work, and I'm going to show you that independent work. So if I go into Schoology here, into week 2, and I find weekly work, due Friday, there's the math, I see here place value materials. If I open up the place value materials, it opens up this cool material where I can add units, tens, and hundreds. I can change their color by selecting them. I'm changing the color over here. What else can I do? I can take them, I can rotate them like that if I want to fit them more easily. And allows me to kind of manipulate it that way. And what I'd like you to do is to make some numbers. So here I've got 200s, that's 200. I've got 2 10s, that's 20. 3 units, that's 223. And then down here, you will see either a pencil for drawing. I did this in kind of a funny way. Maybe I'll move my 10s over here. 10s, and maybe I'll move my units too. And let's have to select them there. There we go. So it's a kind of a cool tool where I can draw. I can write 200. Oops. I have a keypad too. I can write 223. There we go. Or I can, let's see here. Got that right where I want that. I can record my number up there. I can select them and delete them if I need to. And you'll see on your iPad that you're able to do some writing to with this drawing tool. And I'd like you to record, let's try out at least 5 of these. Make at least 5 numbers of your own. And write them down in numbers and write them down with these cool little blocks that you can move around. And when you're done, take a screenshot by pressing the home button and the power button at the same time. That'll produce that little screenshot. Upload those screenshots to Schoology to show me that you finished this work. All right, have some fun with this and take care. Let me know if you have any questions.